Hello everybody, my name is Safi and welcome to Overcoming the Diet Mindset podcast. I am 7 years post-op and a training psychotherapist. On this podcast, my aim is to vanish crappy, fad dieting and unhelpful thinking, to reclaim our mindset with a little rewiring so we can stop yo-yo dieting and get off the roller coaster for once and for all. Welcome to the third and final part of my book review, The GPS for Bariatric Success, a holistic guide to transforming your mindset, achieving sustainable weight loss, and maximizing your well-being. In this episode, I'll be summarizing the key takeaways and sharing how I will be implementing them on my journey. The author explains that this journey is an individual journey and we're all different, and there will be no, there isn't one fits all or a success plan that we can all adopt. She explains that's the reason why traditional diets don't work, because one size fits nobody. So that she suggests that we consider that we all come from different backgrounds, have different genes, ethnicity, our psychology, all has a huge impact on us and our journey, and that will be different from each one of us. Even if we see the same surgeon, have the same treatment, our success, the way we lose weight, the way we maintain weight, and our journey will be very, very different. She highlights 5 tips, and I do love her 5 tips. She highlights 5 tips, 5 tips that most people who are successful have in common. And these are just principles, and she says that they've taken the bigger picture. So instead of trying to zoom into what each individual is doing, this is just a rough idea, an outcome, a recommendation for long-term success. So I will review the 5 key points that she points out, and we'll go from there. So number 1, aftercare. She says that you need a team of professionals, healthcare professionals, to guide you, to help you maneuver through this journey, which is really true, because I haven't had that, and I've definitely missed it. I think it's really important to have people who are monitoring you. And if you're lucky enough to have a team, if you're lucky enough to have aftercare, please utilize it. And that's her number 1 to long-term success. I think that's really important. I am aware people who've had weight loss surgery abroad like myself sometimes never see their surgeons again. And I've never seen a dietitian as part of my package. I have seen one individually now, so I'm searching for my own team as we speak and trying to build that up. So yep, definitely utilize it if you've got it. Number 2 is looking at food and nutrition in a different way. She says food can heal and harm you, so learning about what food does for your body is really important. She goes on to say that hiring somebody or going to see somebody like a functional medicine doctor will be really helpful. This is an American book, so I'm really aware that we may not have some of the resources that they have, but I have Googled it, and there's definitely some available in the UK, and I'm really thinking about going to see one. So this functional medicine doctor can help take a really deep look at your individual needs. So for example, do you have allergies? Do you have intolerances? Are you low in minerals or vitamins? What is going on for your own body? Is there any undiagnosed conditions that are hindering your weight loss endeavors, or that will get in the way of weight loss success long term? I think this would be really important. For example, if you're somebody going through the menopause or heading that way, to get those hormones under control. And if we go back to the other chapter 2, we all know that hormones play such a big part. So having that balanced out will go a long way. Also, they look into gut health, what's going on for you, and give you a tailored plan, a holistic tailored plan for your needs, what you should be eating and what you should be doing. Definitely one of my main takeaways from this book is that I will go and seek one out. Number 3, exercise. Exercise. So, this is something I struggle with, but the doctor points out, the author points out that you need to have some kind of movement plan, exercise, whether it's it doesn't matter what it is, going for a walk, doing a stretch, yoga, Zumba, whatever it may be, implement that. Not only will it help you with long-term weight loss and reduce the chances of weight regain, but it also impacts your emotional well-being, your mental health. And science has found that it's a life, especially if you work in an office like me and you spend most of your day sitting down, that's become the new smoking. So the detrimental impact that smoking used to have on your heart, it's now not doing enough physical exercise or not moving your body enough is impacting hugely on our health. So she says definitely set up a plan, a routine, something that you can implement. If you're somebody like me that picks, has got school children, perhaps maybe I can walk a bit, walk them halfway, or I can maybe find a lunchtime and do a walk around the block. There's always something I could be doing and I'm not doing it. And that's another takeaway, is I must find a way to have regular exercise as part of my routine and as part of my plan for long-term success. Number 3, community of like-minded people. So she says having a community, a tribe, people that understand you will go a long way also in ensuring your success. But however, I know it can go the other way. And if you're with people who maybe deep down you're putting a mirror up to them, they don't want to change, and they are your buddies that you used to go and eat with, you used to go and drink with, and they're not into exercising, think about that too, because you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So who are those people? Are they your cheerleaders? Are they people pulling you up? Are they people inspiring you to do better, to learn? Are they people with growth mindset? That is definitely very, very important for me. And I source that out. I find communities of people that I want to become more like. So the community can be family, friends, or people that you can find online. There's so many. We're very, very lucky in this day and age to have, we have a huge access to all sorts of different groups. I know I'm part of about, oh my goodness, a lot of groups on people who've gone through bariatric surgery, on Facebook, on Instagram, and I also watch YouTube content, and I am very much involved in that community, and I hope to very much go meet some people in real life very soon. So that is also another takeaway that I'll be implementing in my life. And the 5th one is mindfulness. Mindfulness. It seems to be really, this is one common thread running through her book, is mindfulness. Learning how to be more mindful, practicing meditation. She explains that mindless eating has been found to be at the root of weight gain and weight regain. So we need to do the opposite. So even if we find a few minutes in a day to implement mindfulness practice or just breathing and really learn how to do that, then we'll be able to transition that into our eating. And that makes sense. So for example, if you eat something because let me use my normal analogy. You find yourself at the cupboard eating shoving chocolate down your throat. But if I've now developed those skills to be able to return all my attention back to my breathing, to monitor that, I'll be able to utilize those skills and realize what's drop into my body and feel the sensations, know what's happening, and have a better understanding of why I'm eating what I'm eating and what are the benefits for me in the short term. Ultimately, it's going to be something that sabotages my long-term plan and goal for weight loss. The author goes on to explain that meditation and mindfulness, she was let you know that it's something that can't be done perfectly. It's something that's a long-term plan. It's something that's not a quick fix. It's something that you have to be patient with. It's something that you're not going to get immediate results. And let's face it, people like us, we sometimes like a quick, we're used to that culture of quick fix diets and fad diets, and maybe we do want to lose, 10 pounds in 10 days. Maybe that's even not enough. But anyway, I digress. So she says, be really mindful, be realistic, be intentional, and it's my meditation is something that's really good for your health as a whole. But it's something that's not going to be, going to give you those quick wins. She says, learn how to do it properly. And if you struggle, perhaps you can access support via a coach, via a teacher, or a CBT therapist who can teach you techniques. And so in summary of this book, overall, my biggest takeaway is the body, the mind, physiology, psychology, it's all interconnected, and you can't take care of one without taking care of the rest. And we need to always be conscious that there's so many different moving parts that we need to be actively taking care of them on a daily basis. So be mindful, looking at what we eat, looking at the impact that what we eat is having immediately and long term on our health. How does moving our body make us feel? How does the people we surround ourselves with impact us? How do we, how do we find the right aftercare? How do we find the right professionals? How do we build a solid network of people that are going to guide us and ultimately lead us to a life of long-term weight loss success, but also psychological peace? That's what I'm taking away from this book. It's been very brief. I've only shared about less than 5% of what she says, so I highly recommend you go and read it, see what you can get from it, and share with me. On Instagram, I am at Gastric Mindset. Drop me a message, and yep. So I've decided to bring in a new segment. So actually 2 new segments. So the second segment of my podcast will be called The Lessons from the Counselling Classroom. So I'll be sharing theories as I learn them, and if I'm finding them helpful on my journey, if they've given me an insight to something I do, and they explain why I do what I do when I know what I know. So it's just something that's triggered something in me, that's answered a question for me, that's made me think deeper that's just ignited it. Let's say, yeah, just ignited something in me. We'll keep it there. So for the first episode, I'm going to be discussing secondary gain and hidden agendas. What is that? I hear you cry. So on a therapeutic level, if I'm the therapist and a client comes to me and then they say to me they want to lose weight, for example, and then we, I give them the plan, and we're not plan, but we're gonna, this was through so first part of my course is hypnosis, so this was along the lines of hypnosis, but we have a strategy, right? So we're going to work together. The client's very says they're committed, it's saying all the right things. It's telling me about all the struggles that they have with their weight, all the pain points. And, we're going to work together. But at one point or at some point, they decide they're not engaging with you anymore. They're not doing what you say anymore. They're not doing the homework. They're just sabotaging their progress. And then they say that's when it's time to really dig deep and think, okay, so they're saying one thing, but maybe there's a secondary gain. And what does a secondary gain means is that there's something that they're getting from staying the way they are. So for example, let me use me as an example. I really had a good think about it for the last week. So my secondary gain, for example, in my early years when I wanted to diet, and it was more for, let's say, dating purposes in my late teens and my early 20s. But I didn't want to miss out on all the fun, which really was all about food. I met my friends and we would go to the shopping centre, then we'll eat, and it was just, food was at the centre of everything that was fun. Food was at the centre of it. So for me, I would have lost that if I really took all the plans that I wanted to follow. Really, if I followed them to the T, I wouldn't be able to have that experience anymore. I wouldn't be able to have those bonds with my friends. I wouldn't be able to. So I had a lot to lose, actually, and that makes sense. And the hidden agenda would have been that one part of me, I guess the hidden agenda would have been I was basically deceiving myself. But other people, for example, it could be your wife, your husband, your mom, your father, your friends, the bigger community, the society that wants you to lose weight, but you're not really that committed to it. You don't fancy doing exercise at the moment because maybe perhaps it's too painful. You don't have the time. You're just not committed. And that's okay. But identifying those reasons, I think, is really helpful. So when we resist change, when we have those barriers that keep on coming up, actually recognizing, am I really invested? Is it for me? Whose plan is it anyway? Whose wish is it anyway? So for me, that made a huge sense. So if I was working with a client, I would want to identify the reason why the client is there and why they want to lose weight, and is it something that they truly want to do, and also help them with their boundaries, their self-esteem, their ability to say no to people. If it's a partner, to be able to stand up for themselves and say, well, this is me, I have no interest in losing weight, and to be able to communicate that in an assertive, healthy manner. So I think that's a really good one to have a look. It could work for whether you have a phobia, whether you have something that you're made to do or society wants you to do, but deep down your body doesn't want to do it. Deep down you're not ready. You don't want to do it. I thought it was a really good piece of information that I learned about, and I just wanted to share it. So, yep, there we go. And the third segment, will be about human impact of weight loss surgery. So I haven't still got the name down. So if you've got any exciting name ideas for this segment, drop me a message, send the answer on a postcode, get it over to me. So I want to just a bit of fun, but not a bit of fun, just giving my opinion on something that I see on social media that comes up in regards to the human impact of weight loss surgery, mainly on relationships, but it could be anything. So this week, I'm going to discuss something I saw on social media and I thought was really interesting, and that was a lady was sharing that her husband has now, some months into having weight loss surgery and losing a significant amount of weight, that he's decided he no longer fancies her, or he's no longer attracted to her. And she didn't know how that was going to impact their marriage, whether it was going to end it, whether that was the end of their relationship as she knew it. She was really devastated and really emotional, and you can see the pain. And it got me thinking, actually, how many people go through this, that you only have, when you're going, we can all almost just have one tunnel vision. Yeah, tunnel vision. We want to have weight loss surgery. We want to lose weight. Everything's going to be fine. But in reality, everything's got its ups and downs. Everything has got its pros and cons. Everything's got, health consequences, both positive and negative. So in my opinion, if that was my husband, who I didn't give much. For example, I told him I was going to do it, and I had weight loss surgery before I met him anyway. I'd had to have the revision done to remove the band. But either way, thinking about it, I would have always done it because it's my body. Well, if he was really, really against it, I would have definitely listened to him. It would have been a two-way conversation of me trying to understand why he wouldn't want me to be happy and healthy. And to be honest, the gastric band was causing me so much acid problems. I was struggling. He really wanted me to have it done, get it out because of all the vomiting and so on. But anyway, just trying to put myself in that lady's position or anybody else's, that their relationship with somebody is impacted on some level, must be really hard. But me personally, I'll always put my health, my needs first, because if those are not sacred and not maintained to the highest standard, then I can't be a good wife, a good mother, a good friend, a good employee. So I don't want to say husbands can be replaced or partners can be replaced, but anybody can be replaced. And I think it's important that people don't make you feel guilty for wanting to change yourself. And what are their reasons? And what do they need to look into? What do they need to process? What's going on for them that they feel perhaps threatened or insecure about, that now that you've changed? So I think that'd be really helpful, for example, for that couple, but for any couple. What's coming up for you? What does this mean? What could be done about it? How can we reassure you that everything's going to be fine? Things are going to be different because things always change. Life is always changing. We're always growing. But how can we, as in our relationship, whatever capacity that relationship may be in, whether it's two best friends relationship, I'm always gonna love you. But how can we make sure that's evolving in a healthy way and we're not holding each other back? So that's my two pence in that situation. But I definitely think it's something that comes up quite a lot. That relationship dynamics change, that people, and I'm not saying that some people do fancy ladies in a fuller body, and now you've changed the deal. Now you've changed the contract. You no longer have the body that I was attracted to. And we all know men are a lot more, driven by the physical attraction than we are as women. So I guess that's also something else to take into consideration. I hope that lady just doesn't regain weight just to keep that relationship going. And if she goes and finds herself and realizes that, she needs to be happy before anybody else is. And she did repeat it a couple of times that she would have not done it at the cost of her relationship, but how about the cost of your true happiness, your health, your mental, and for you to have gone through weight loss surgery, and I know society thinks it's the easy option, but it's not. For you to put your life at risk and gone under anesthesia so somebody can cut, even if I know it's keyhole, so somebody can mess around with your insides, reroute your whole, your whole goodness inside, so many different organs. You must have really wanted it. It would have cost you a lot emotionally, financially, and you would have gone through a lot of hoops, even if you had it on the NHS. So it would have not been something that you just decided, on a whim. So I hope, as women and men, if the relationship can't handle the growth in you, whether you're becoming, so let's face it, it's not because you just have lost somewhere. You're gonna change as a human. You're gonna become more confident. You're probably gonna take up more space. You're probably gonna want develop the confidence to demand more from everybody around you. So keep demanding, keep growing, keep finding your true happiness, and keep that in the forefront of all your decisions. So that's the end of my last segment. I'm going to figure out new names for them, but yeah. So thank you for being here. With love and gratitude, I hope to have your company next week. Connect with me on Instagram at Gastric Mindset, and share the podcast with your Barry bestie. I hope you have a healthy and wonderful day. Bye for now. I appreciate you for being here with me. I hope you got some value from this episode. If so, please give me a review. It will make me super happy and support others from our community to find the podcast. Share it with your Barry bestie. Connect with me on Instagram at Gastric Mindset. It'll be wonderful to hear from you.